Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Elden Ring 100% Platinum Trophy for my Xbox fan. It would be the Diamond Achievement for Elden Ring. Again, this is for the Platinum Trophy or the Diamond Achievement if you're on Xbox. It is not a walkthrough for every item in the game, because of the sheer scope of the world. And when we get into the world, you will see what I mean by that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hit new game, shall we? Okay, these are the classes for Elden Ring. So, you got the Vagabond, which is what I would suggest for the walkthrough. You start with the sword, shield, and the halberd, along with the Vagabond armor. They are going to be quality. Quality meaning weapons that scale with both your strength and dexterity. The warrior is going to be your starting dexterity class. They start with dual scimitars or shield. The hero is going to be your starting strength class. You start off with a axe and shield. Personally, this is what I'm going to be using for the walkthrough. I have never made it just a pure strength person before. Bandit is fun if you like both styles of play. It is definitely more of an advanced class, though.
Power off.
Astrologer is your mage. Starts off with a staff, sword, shield. Prophet is going to be your starting faith build. Starts off with a spear, encampment seal, and a shield. Samurai is another dexterity class. You got the uchi, so you got some bleed in there, along with a bow, shield, and some arrows. Prisoner is more of a PvP oriented class. Got some PvP weapons along with some PvP spells. Confessor is your paladin type starting class. And then Wretch, level 1, 10 stats across the board, and you got a club. So Wretch would be definitely more of a starting class, or a more of advanced class. So I suggest the Vagabond for the walkthrough. Personally, I'm either going to go either hero or samurai. I've never used either one. So let's see what we got. I think I'm going to go samurai. So, choose your body type A or B. I'm going to go with B. Type B is a female body type, in case you're wondering. And our name is going to be White Chateau. For your keepsake, everything here is irrelevant except for Stone Sword Key. You can never have enough of them. Crimson Ember Medallion, you can buy that from a merchant. If you level up your vigor once, you're basically getting nothing out of it. Next between runes, you'll find plenty of runes. Golden Seed, I'm going to show you all where to get 5 or 6 of those at the very start of the game. Fanged Imp Ashes we can buy. Everything here is irrelevant except Stone Sword Key. So that is my recommendation for your keepsake. Do whatever you want with your appearance. Me, I'm not going to mess with it. And let's get this show started, shall we? I will be watching all the cutscenes and listen to all dialogue, because I have never done that before. So if that is not your thing, then this is not the walkthrough for you.
Is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwin the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Malekith's offspring, demigods rule, flamed the shards of the Elden. Taint of their newfound strength triggered the shadow. A war from which no war arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horaloo, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, the Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless, a tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Okay, with that, we are going to end this. But so this is where you start. If you skip the cutscene, cool. If not, this is where you start. So first things first, we're gonna walk right over to this dead body, and we're gonna pick this item up. The tarnished wizarding finger allows you to write messages, like this one. Ah, here again, all the more beautiful. Things like that. Open up the door. Over here, we have a locked door. Don't worry about it, we will come here later. For now, just work your way down this and across the bridge. Once you get across the bridge, there's going to be a starting boss who drops down from the sky. Just let him whack you a few times. Don't worry, you won't die.
Don't worry, Torrin. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
So now you should have gotten your Flask of Crimson Tears and Cerulean Tears. Your Crimson Tears will heal your health, and your Cerulean Tears will refill your FP. Or for my other MMORPG guys out there and gals, this game includes everyone. MP. You can talk to the ghost if you want, don't need to. Drop down into this hole. And this is where our journey begins, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the grace. For those who don't know, I am playing with these controls. I did not play with the default controls. If you want to use the same ones as I do, feel free to pause the video and copy down my controls. I will leave this up for a minute. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Just work your way through the cave. Real quickly, I'm going to go back this direction real quick. This is a stake of Marika. You will sometimes find these out in the road. If you happen to die, you can choose this as a respawn point instead of a grave site. So continuing back through the room. There's the email for strength. These trees right here, every time you find one out in the world, will have a golden seed. I'm going to rest at this one real quick to get my health and FP back. Alrighty. Right here. This is what the Storm Sword key is for. If you put Storm Sword key in this, it will unlock this, and then you can go in there. I would not suggest doing that right now. That is known as the French Folk Hero's Grave. And it is not somewhere we need to be right now. So, for now, let's go ahead and hit this elevator. How y'all doing today? And here we are, out in Limgrave. Very beautiful, right? I love this game. So go ahead and touch this grace. And then we're going to go right over here and talk to Varl.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the round table hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity. Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me, Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you, tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, the path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you, tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly, to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted. It's time you set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you, if you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are. It's time you set off, I should, to Castle, if you...
Okay, so talk to him until you have completely exhausted his dialogue, and he keeps repeating the same thing. Down there, you will see my friend, the Tree Sentinel. Do not try taking him on. I did that when I first started this, and he kicked my ass. So, if you feel like going to a early grave, feel free. But at this point, we do not take him on. For now, come over here, pick up this item. That's a small golden figgy. That will send your sign to a bunch of places. Which, speaking of multiplayer signs, this will set your sign down. This will send it to a bunch of places if you feel like doing co-op with your buddies. There's also PvP variants, which we will get into. And then this, you can only use if you're in somebody's world or have summoned another player to your world. So, we're going to run straight north. You can see it right there in the distance. It's a church. Just keep running north. Some starting blacksmithing stuff. Go ahead and talk to the merchant. We want to purchase. We want to grab the crafting kit. We do not need the torch. I'm going to show you all where to get a lantern early on. So again, we do not need the torch.
Goodbye.
Go ahead and grab this grace. And then keep running north. This next guy you don't have to kill. I'm going to because I want the daggers that's right there on that body. And while we're running around, if you see anything in the fields that you can pick up, go ahead, pick it up. Right now, we are running straight over to that grace. Go ahead and rest at it. This will get you your maiden.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning wounds into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
If you do not accept this, you will never be able to level. So go ahead and press accept.
Summon me by grace to turn wounds into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
She gives you the spectral steed whistle.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
So, you may have noticed it is now nighttime. We are going to warp things back today. So, pass time until morning. Now, this is where a lot of exploration is going to come in. So, you have two sets of items. You got your inventory, your quick slot items right here. And then you got your pouch items. The pouch items is where I suggest you put like your summons, your lantern, and torrent. Those are things you're going to need all the time. So I like putting torrent on my down pouch. When I get it, I will put my lantern on the up, and then my summons will be left and right. So, we are going to now grab the map marker for this area. For those of you who don't know, you only need to tap the run button one time to put the horse into sprint mode. You do not need to hold it like you do when you're running with your character. Since they did not aggro me, I'm going to go ahead and warp over to the Church of Ellie.
This way, tarnished. May I have a word?
And then Ronnie shows up. Go ahead and speak with her.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
I can call the spectral steed.
Ah, as I had hoped. I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's former master.
She gives you the spirit calling bell, along with their very first spirit summon, the Lone Wolf Ashes, which are a very decent choice for starting out the game.
'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Erdtree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly. As they recall battles past, now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
Go ahead and, and keep talking to her until she fully disappears.
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Okay, she has disappeared. So now we're going to whoop things back to morning. The reason we are running around during the daytime and not night is because there are nighttime enemies along with some bosses, and we are not ready to face a nighttime boss. So what we are going to do is warp over to Gatefront. Make sure things are still morning time. And let's ride on out. So, right in front of me, you can kind of see it. It's right above my head. That is a piece of loot. Do not worry about it. The guy up top will jump down on you and try to hurt you. So for now, just run on by. Pick up a golden seed, and then turn over to the right. Over here in this field is some more upgrade materials, and then turn back over to the left. Keep running north, and then turn to the left, and you will see a shack. I'll talk to her in a minute. Right now, I want to come up here, grab this, and there's Stone Sword Key. Now, walk in here, and let's go ahead and talk to her.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me.
Oh, excuse me.
Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken, even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it.
You get the emo for sitting sideways.
You're all on your own, are you?
Keep talking to her.
Stormberry Castle. Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Well, you've come to be one with the spider. Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
Keep talking.
I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
She gives you spirit jellyfish.
The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It would be glad of your company, I think, the little one. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know. It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, tell them I love them. I'm finally getting the hang of it.
Okay, we have completely exhausted her dialogue. Do not miss this. You actually need that jellyfish for a puzzle later in the game. So now we're going to come over here and grab this grace. And now we are going, well, I'm going to mark some stuff on my map. First, we need the War Master Shack. It's about right there. And then there's some upgrade materials over here. And then there's a little camp right over here that has an item. So, we got our markers. Let's ride. And while we're running out in the fields like this, make sure to grab items. So, here's the War Master Shack. You can rest at a grace site to get out of combat, as long as you are not actively in combat, like with a enemy hitting you. You just have to go ahead and rest at it to get actively out of combat. What do you mean, Rash? If you get hit, don't worry about it, just keep running. Drive by a loot thief. Pick that piece of loot up in the camp. Do not stick around that camp. They will overwhelm you very easily.
Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck.
And now for my favorite NPC.
Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
Of course I can, Alexander.
My thanks. 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. No, there's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
So, give him a few whacks. You get the emo for Triumphant Delight.
Oh, that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Ah. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
He gives you another exalted flesh.
Once again, pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Calied Wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter? I'm heading eastward. I've heard there's I'm heading to Redmane. I've heard.
Okay, we have completely exhausted his dialogue. Now, head back down the cliff. Touch this grace. On the bridge, you will see Pumpkinhead. Don't worry about him right now, just ride on by. Pick up the smithing stone on the bridge. This is another NPC who will be going to the main hub in a little while. There's no need to talk to him now. For now, we are just worried about running. Grab this grace. For those who don't know how I'm doing that, while you're riding, you can actually click down on your left stick to do a dismount. You can also do a dismount light attack. My favorite is a dismounting heavy attack. So, now we're going to go into the Summon Water Village, which is right here. On the left side, you will notice a grave icon. That is the Ashen symbol, letting me know I can summon up my dudes here. We, of course, are not going to be doing that. We are just focused on running and getting you all the best start possible. So, run through the ruins. When you see the turtles, you know you're in the right area. Go ahead and use your first stone sword key. And head on in. You can kill these guys for total flesh if you want. It's used for crafting a couple of different items. Open up the door and pop the chest. To get ourselves a juicy first talisman, the green turtle talisman. For my Dark Souls veterans, you will know this as the Chloranthia ring. It never hurts having extra stamina regen. So, back outside, and now we head eastward. Over here to this cliff edge. These skulls right here that are glowing, you can run over them with your horse. They just have basic golden rings in them. Hop on down and pick yourselves up a bunch of golden runes. We are not going to be using these immediately to start gaining levels. Instead, what I save golden runes for is if I'm short a level. Let's say I was getting ready to go into a boss fight and I'm short 200 runes. That's when I would be using this stuff. The levels will come pretty easily. That looks safe. Okay. This is a spirit spring jump. You can jump in it to boost yourself on up, or you can jump towards it to lower yourself down. And that is the guy we want. Stop running. And now, we got you all Ash of War's Sacred Blade. I will speak more about Ashes when we get to that point. For now, we want to go into this church. Grab yourself the Crimson Crystal Tear, along with your Flask of Wondrous Physic. Very, very useful item. And then grab your first Sacred Tear. And then go ahead and pick up the Grace. I got some markers still out there somewhere, right there. So next we want to go this way, and then this way. Didn't mean to rest. So head out to marker 1 first.
Is anybody there? Someone who might
Hop
be
on
interested
up.
in rescuing the great Calied Loop, servant to the true order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh,
Go ahead and talk to Kenneth.
to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but no, the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished. Despite appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the true order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood. What are you waiting for? A kiss goodbye? My fort lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. Take it back for me. Oh, I see. You wish to know the reward. Fret not. The great Kenneth Height is known for his considerable largesse. The celebrations will be lavish indeed upon the dawn of my fort's retrieval. Yes. Now, allow me to furnish you with a little advice. I would take great care to avoid Godric's tarnished hunts were I in your shoes. That depraved lot were obsessed with sacrificing tarnished like you for the sake of grafting. Honestly, Godric's nothing more than a jumped-up country bumpkin. Lord? Oh, don't make me laugh. First, he hid himself amongst the womenfolk to flee the capital, then hid from Radahn in that castle. Then he insulted Melania, lost to her in battle, only to lick her boots, rather than die like a man. Has he no shame? The big girl's blouse. And to think, he's the blood of Godfrey, last of the golden lineage. You almost wouldn't know to look at him. Oh, I almost feel sorry for the chap the more I think of it. What are you waiting for? My fool.
Okay, we have exhausted his dialogue. So, get rid of that marker. And now, we're heading over to marker 2 to pick up the map marker. Pick up the map marker. You can try and grab that. Do not poke the bear. That howling is a good sign. Do not poke the bear. Instead, come on in here. Pick up the chest. Just to show where we are on the map. Right here. Hop on over the wall. Walk on down. Pick yourself up a golden rune too. Now, we're going to go this way. And then this way. So there's our markers. Don't poke the bear. That is known as a rune bear. Very, very, very angry bear. Especially if you poke it and you wake it up from its sleep. That is the guy we want. Stop running. I said quit running. If one of those ever gets away from you, it's simply system, quit game, and you'll spawn right back here, and you'll be able to get them. Keep heading over to marker 1. Pick yourselves up the spike crack tier and the green spill crystal tier. That is for our wondrous physic. Now head on into here. Take the elevator down. This is a very long elevator. Oh shit. That was my bad. I backstepped. Whoops. So, if you did that like I did by accident, you have to call the elevator back up and then take it back down. Just follow the icon on your map that I'm following right now, and you'll get back there no problem. Hop on up. Hop on up. Hop off the horse. Pick up your runes if you had any. And call the elevator. So, how you all doing today? There's my elevator. Take the elevator on down. So, how you all doing today? Very long elevator, as you can see. So, with as much of the map we've already seen, there's also a bunch of underground areas, which we will also be hitting during this walkthrough. So here we are in the Sulphur River. All we're doing here is grabbing the grace. Do not do anything else here. You can press R3 and toggle between the underground graces and the above ground. So warp on back over to Third Church. And we will be going here to grab a merchant. Here to grab a grace and a seed. And over here to grab some more runes. So we got our markers, let's ride. You can already see why this place is called the Mistwood. It's very, very foggy. There's our merchant friend.
Dear customer. Yes, welcome, value, keys. I'm
Let's see what he has. He has some PvP items. Exalted Flesh. That buffs stuff, so I'll have to come back for it. So you can buy unlimited number of Smithy Stone 1s here. He also got the PvP item. Festering Blade Finger, if you want to do invasions, that's how you do that. In general, every time you find a merchant, talk to them and see if they got anything you want. Every merchant's different. So, here we are at the fort. We're not doing anything else here except grabbing the seed and the grace. So, pick yourself up a golden seed. Head on back down and grab the grace. And then head out to marker number 3. You can kill these guys for runes. I don't normally do, but I guess I will. He wasn't coming down, so I had to shoot him. Go ahead and pick yourself up a bunch of runes. And with that, warp on back up to the Third Church of America. For my caster fam and my strength boys, we're fixing to go pick you guys up some sexy weapons. Over here in this water, just northeast of the church. Go ahead and hit this teleporter. This is going to yeet us across the map into an area where we probably do not belong, but we're going to go anyway. Open up the door. Grab the grace. That guy actually gives us a really good spell, but there is no need to talk to him right now. We need a key item that we need to give to him. Do not attack this gargoyle. He will fuck you up. We are just focused on running. Pick up a golden seed. And grab yourself a grace. We are going to rest at this one as well. Melina shows back up.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hall, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
And I don't think we actually talked to the War Master. So we might have to go do that real quick. But anyway, once you talk to Melina there, she will then bring you to the round table. This is like your central hub. You will notice the icon on the left. You cannot actually attack here. So don't worry about killing any of the NPCs. This guy, it will sell you the starter faith incantations.
Oh.
So talk to him if you want. I probably will as well,
Welcome to
because
the
he has
life
one that I
should
need.
explore so that one ensure in any way.
Tell him that you see the grace.
Do most time you are well.
The one I need is actually heal for a boss fight later on.
May the golden order shine.
So, walk over here. This door will open much later. There's going to be an NPC here that we'll talk to later to get a talisman. This door will also open sometime later. Okay, this is your central hub merchant. What the Twin Maiden Husks do. Let's say you killed a NPC. I don't suggest to, but let's say you did. You can bring that NPC spell baron to this merchant, and you'll be able to still buy the stuff that they sold. Upon that, stone sword keys are always good. The cipher wings, the white one will request the aid of a blue hunter to come in. The blue one will allow you to go into someone's world and help them. Rune Ark's always good. Memory Stone is always good. The trick mirrors are actually really funny. If the host used this one, hey, you can take on the appearance of a cooperator. Oh, thanks, Mom. And then vice versa. So the fold finger, the trick mirror, the fold finger can take on the appearance of the host. Other than that, all the basic starting equipment is here. Go ahead and talk to this guy. He gives you an emote. Other than that, there's nothing else to do here at the moment. So, we are going to warp back out over to Farum Great Bridge. And you're going to go north, well, kind of northeast. You're actually going to go around this rock right here. All the way over here to the cliff edge. Don't actually fall down the cliff though, like I almost did. There's some poison things on the ground, just be kind of careful. And then go ahead and pick up this grace. So this is going to be a early farming spot. Before I was actually killing those little dudes up there because they give you 1,000 runes per kill. But I definitely think that this farming spot I'm about to show you is a lot more beginner friendly. But first, we got this. So this is actually a puzzle tower. It's the first one in the game. Usually the statue right here gives you instructions, but it's broken. I'm gonna show you all how to solve it anyway. So we're going to use the spirit spring and we're going to aim for that balcony right there. Hop off the horse and we're in. Head upstairs. This will give you a early memory stone for my caster folk out there. Memory stones allows you to have multiple casting slots. Head on back down. And then if you keep going downward, you'll see this guy. Do not actually kill him, because we need him alive for the ball farm. You're like, ball farm? What does he mean by that? Well, I'm about to show you all the ball farm. Head down this path. And right around the time you get to this rock, I hear it. You need to actually watch the ball fall off the cliff. And there you go. Easy, 2,000 souls. And then you can just warp on back over to Lineage Rise and do it as many times as you need. I suggest not farming up a ton of souls. You do not need to farm up a ton to get strong in this game. Well, that time I got 9,000 souls. I think I'm going to use these souls and level up a little bit. So for the weapon I want to use, I need 17 dex and 18 strength. So I will raise my dex to 17. I will up my strength to about 16. And then I will also up my endurance to 15. Oh, that's my non-endurance. There we go. Okay. So the weapon I want to use needs 17 dex and 18 strength. Or it might be the other way around, but either way. So let's say you have a weapon that, I don't have one now, but let's say you have a weapon that needs like 30 strength, but you're only at 15. If you two-hand that weapon, you can still use it. Because let's take the greatsword for example. You're not going to be running around with the greatsword and the shield. you're going to be usually two-handing the greatsword because you'll be getting double your strength. So now with that done, we are now going to warp on down to Gatefront, and we're going to go into the bottom portion known as the Weeping Peninsula or Lower Limgrave. See, they're coming for me, but I'm going to rest so they de-aggro. And then just keep heading southeast.
Oi! You there. Could you help us out, Cully?
So if you attack this bush right here, you will talk to a guy named Bach.
You? Yeah, you there.
You don't need to talk to him.
You can't see me.
His quest line is really short actually, but at the end of it he'll offer to tailor your gear for free, but he bounces all over the map. So I'm not going to go to a specific race site just to alter my gear to take the cape off. I just don't want to do it. So instead, we're going to attack this beetle here. I got the beetle before they got me. And this is what I mean by the stake of Marika. You can choose it as a respawn point. I'm not going to. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. More walkthrough will be coming shortly.